Louisville to come back. Welcome back to another episode of Two Joes and Pro. As always, you get your guys Kenny, Ryan, and Brian. Yes, we are late, and it's because of me. I apologize for those out there that's listening, tuning in. Like, guys, you're supposed to be here at 9 o'clock. You're on CPT time. Yes, it's CPT time, and it's because of me. It's not because of Brian this time. Anyway, my guys, what's going on? How y'all doing?
I'm well.
Good.
Do y'all like my cup?
Yeah, it's good. Where'd you get that from?
I got it from what's that base in Germany? The Air Force base? Ramstein.
Oh, okay.
I was in Ramstein. I got it there. You know? Anyway. A little Army Day stuff. Let's get straight to it, man. College is nothing going on last week, but we have bowl season starting now. And if you guys haven't tracked already, if you're not following us on DK, I put in a sick ass 19 team parlay. Yes, I know you guys going to say, Kenny, that's kind of outrageous. Why are you doing it? But hey, you never know what happens. So right now, I'll tell you, it's a 19 pick parlay. Or put $20 on it to win $2 million. It sounds good, right? Until it hits.
It's a lottery ticket.
It's a lottery ticket. That's what it is, right?
And if y'all play the lottery, same thing.
Yeah. So that, but the bowl season should be good. I like when the bowl season starts. I don't know how you guys feel about the bowl season. What you guys think about that? I know Ryan's going to say he doesn't watch it, but Brian,
I think it's been diminished over the recent years with a lot of players deciding to skip it. So, I mean, it's cool if everybody plays, but a lot of these big name guys that are getting ready for the draft, they're ducking out of the game.
Yeah, I think it depends. I think towards the end, like the New Year's games, I think more players playing those. I think around Christmas time, those games that really don't mean much, I think those guys don't stay in there. But a lot of the smaller conferences, most of their guys play. They're pretty eventful. I know the first week is normally pretty good. There's a good look on the over, things like that. Getting into the basketball, did we cover the NBA playing tournament? Was that done last week or no? I know that was Saturday. That was this weekend.
Yeah, no, that hadn't happened yet.
Yeah, so the Pacers end up making it to the finals against the Lakers. It was a pretty competitive game, but the Lakers pulled that off.
Shocker.
Right? I think like
LeBron's spent. He's done for this.
I know, right? LeBron's taking the next 2 weeks off.
He expended so much energy for the playing tournament. And he's like, why are you playing so hard? I kind of let the guys know. The NBA is like, listen, you have to play your ass off.
Exactly.
If you play, everybody else is going to play. Yep. And he balled. He balled out. He won MVP. I thought the last game for sure was AD, one of his best performances in the last couple of years. He had 40 and 21. And he was dominant. So I think we got to see more of that. I think he's realizing that, guess what? This is your team. LeBron's just here. He's like, LeBron's going to be LeBron, right? But you have to score and get buckets. And I think lately he's been doing a better job of that. We'll just see if he can continue that in the playoffs because that's normally his problem. So, yeah. And Halliburton, I would say for sure Halliburton, I slept on him. I haven't watched a lot of the Pacers game, but watching him, I like the place of play that the Pacers play at. They play really fast. And my dumb ass, even tonight, I took the under of them in Milwaukee. I thought they were going to play some defense, and it's 64-70 at halftime. So, yeah.
The Pacers score. If anything, they score.
Yeah, so they have a young team, and a lot of people, I wasn't really paying attention, but they're saying right now they're like top 3 in the East behind Boston and Milwaukee, right? I think they a lot of people are putting them ahead of the 76ers just because they play better defense and they're kind of like their younger team, things like that. So I don't know what your take is on that, Brian.
Yeah, I mean, they're a fun team to watch. I think they just, in the in-season tournament, they were a product of some of the top teams in the East just aren't capable of nutting up for one game, and they require a whole series to get business done. So I think the Pacers did well in one game series, but I think they'll be bounced early in the in the regular playoffs.
Hmm.
That's just my opinion on it, because I think it's a 7-game series or a 5-game series is much different strategy wise.
Yeah, I definitely agree to that. Um, yeah, but that's pretty much all I have. NBA. I think Ja Morant comes back in a few games. I think right. 20. He's close to coming
Yeah,
to returning.
I don't
I
know. I
just saw
just know
him
he's been
talking
out.
to. I just saw him talking to not Adam Silver, Alpha right? This
I
Silver,
don't know.
whatever the NBA
That's the
commissioner.
commissioner. Yeah.
Yes. So
Okay.
I think he was just talking to him. So we'll see if he gets back. I know Memphis is needing him for sure because they have been at the bottom of the conference without him. Yeah. So
Do you want to cover Draymond?
we can talk about it. What's your thoughts on it?
I mean, he just got suspended indefinitely. NBA,
Indefinitely.
yes, they just came out with it a few minutes ago, probably like half hour ago.
Yeah, I don't know. So like to Draymond's point, right? He said I didn't try to, but it,
Uh,
I don't. He said, listen, I take account for the things I did. If I try to do it, I tell you I did it, and I apologize to her because I didn't try to do that. But I think that is one of the things that once you go to the well too many times, it's kind of like whatever.
yeah,
It really
it's,
doesn't matter what you say.
it's too many instances of these plays where, oh, I didn't mean to hurt anybody, but I'm out there flailing around unnaturally.
This guy's a
What do
psychopath.
you expect to happen?
Psychopath is a stretch, but I think you're getting close.
He's
Like-
not. It's not. He doesn't just save it for the games. He's like that all the time.
Yeah, I mean, he knocked Jordan Poole's ass out last year before the
Yeah,
games even
but
started.
when you start to look at how Jordan Poole is playing with the Washington Wizards, you kind of think like, yeah,
It
he
don't
expect-
matter. It don't matter.
But
You're
they
not
could
going out there
deserve
knocking
it.
out your teammate.
Teammates fight more than you think they do.
Yeah, sure, but
Oh, I'm sure they do.
But the thing is this: who released the video? That's not Draymond's fault. Like, bro, if like
Okay,
On a
let's
team-
say that to Ray Rice. Like
yeah, but that's he's beating your wife and getting in a fight with a teammate. It's not the same thing.
yeah, but they
Right.
already suspended him, and then they released the video afterward. Then they had to up the
Yeah.
suspension. And
Yeah, but that's just
That's where they
that's
went
just
wrong.
something to the NFL character. That's NFL's character as a league, right? But I think like fighting your teammates is a normal thing, and I think we live in a society today that people think you have to have an unblemished record. Like if you do anything wrong, people are like, oh, "What? Oh my gosh!"
he's the opposite of an unblemished record. It's like every year
blemished.
he's doing something that is just like, why?
But if the thing
He's
is,
trying to be Dennis Rodman.
he's in the
and
wrong
he's
era of
not.
basketball. That's all. If
Yes,
this was the '90s, '80s, they would love him.
exactly.
he's got
yeah.
CTE. He's
What?
I'm just
But he's like Bill Lambert, right? Like he used to do shit like that.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I mean?
agree.
And people like I like
and
him.
he was
I like him.
he's a dirty ass player. That's
Yeah,
what
but
people
I
used to
think-
call Bill Lambier.
I think saying Draymond is a clean player is kind of that's been out the picture. And where he comes from in Michigan, a lot of people in Michigan knows that's how Draymond get down. Like he's not to be fucked with, right? So it's kind of like
well,
he just
I
keeps
mean,
that same persona.
I can't say anything because I've never played basketball. However, it seems like a mental sport, like a major mental sport, because like people go on streaks. Like if you get in their head, like that mental aspect of Draymond, like you have to play like
Hell
offense
yeah.
against Draymond. You're like, oh, this guy's gonna get my shit. Like he's gonna be all. That's why I think cornerbacks that have like big personalities that are like that plays into a factor. Like Sauce Gardner, I don't think he's that great, but he plays like he's that great. No, I'm just saying, like he gets beat.
He's very
He
skilled.
does.
He's very
He
skilled.
does get beat though.
But and everybody gets beat. There's not one corner that doesn't get beat. That's part of the trade. Like you're gonna get beat, but the good corners just get beat less than majority. It's like Stephon Gilmore, right? Stephon Gilmore right now for Dallas, he's strapping shit.
Yeah.
But guess what? When you look at the game, you're like, damn, he locked down AJ Brown, but AJ Brown still has 7 catches, right? But there just wasn't big catches. That's all that matters, right? So I think, I think that personality does play a picture to your point of the mindset thing. We got to play Draymond Green, and you're like, this motherfucker, I don't know what to expect out of him. He might punch me, he might put me in a headlock, he might kick me in the nuts, right?
Yeah, but there's ways to intimidate or to get into your opponent's head
How?
without physically assaulting them.
How? Please
How?
explain.
How'd Kevin Garnett used to do it? Man, he'd tell guys he was gonna fuck their mom after the game and shit like that.
Yeah, like, he said that. He'd say stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
he would say wild shit out there, and then after the
Yeah.
game, he'd come over and dap him up and be like, "Hey, good game, bro." And that was it. That was the end of it.
Yeah,
It was just
but
on the court,
So
you know. And people knew it, but it still worked.
think about that.
He's one
though.
of the best trash talkers of all time.
Yeah, like him, Gary Payton. Like Gary Payton,
Yeah.
they used to say Gary Payton used to say some shit.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
like
but
some
you got,
disgusting shit.
yeah, like
You know, like if they knew
And-
somebody like recently passed in your family, they'd probably be
No,
like,
no,
"Dude,
for
I'm
sure.
gonna go dig them up and bang them."
for sure.
Or
That's
something
like
wild like that.
That's the type of shit that they used to get into, and they used to like mess with you.
Yes.
They used to say like, I think it was one story that was talking about Gary Payton said something about somebody's mom, and like he actually ended up getting the guy's mom's name and was saying it and talking about how she was topping him off, some shit like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, dog, that's a lie. Like you can't. I don't care what nobody say. You can't be like, nah, that don't bother me. What?
But it's within
they-
the limits of the rules of the game.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just saying. There's other ways to get
Yeah.
into their
I
heads.
detracted.
You don't get a foul for that because in the NFL you get a.
I mean, if
a
they're
penalty
swearing,
for-
if they're
they-
swearing at each other, and you know, and if it's too provocative and the ref hears it, yeah, they
Bro,
could call a T.
bro,
But
Bro, the NFL, them boys be saying
yeah,
the N word all the time. I don't see not one flag.
dude. Well, one year they tried to take the N word out of the game, and they were flagging guys, and then they realized, oh shit,
that's what we need, bro. They're taking the
No, they
N-word
weren't.
out of the game.
they emphasized it. They were like, we're trying to get rid of these racial comments that are said within the game.
That's some bullshit.
like
And Brian said, how dare they say that?
Free the
How dare they
N-word.
take the N word out the game? free N-word. Yo, y'all gotta stop it, man. Y'all gotta cut it out. Nah. I don't know. I set you up for that, Brian. That's my bad.
Hey, I know we glossed over college football, but I wanted to get your guys' opinions on like Marvin Harrison. What are your thoughts? What do you think he should do? He's eligible to enter the 2024 NFL draft. I don't see his draft stock going any higher than it already is this year. But they're trying to sway him back to Ohio State via NIL deals. And I actually think part of that ploy is knowing that McCord has entered the transfer portal. They know if we can lock down Marvin Harrison, McCord might come back.
No, he's not
to
coming
Ohio
back.
State. I'm just saying
They're done with him.
No.
I thought he stated he
Ryan-
wanted to.
Ryan Day had said we need to check every position and make sure we guys are holding themselves to that standard. And he said that's evaluation across the board, coaches included. And he met with McCoy, how you ever say his name. And when he met with him, he kept it real. And after they said they had conversation and Ryan Day said we're gonna hold everybody accountable, guess what? Guess who gets the transfer portal? You know what I mean? So he's not coming back, bro. He's not coming back, and I think him transferring says something about his character. Then I don't care, like if whoever hears it, like that says something about your character, right? If a coach is challenging you and you leave because you are afraid that you might not get the position, whatever like that, then excuse my language, you're just a pussy. Like that's what you are. So, you know, with Marvin Harrison, I would say that I hear people say about the NIL deals, and I think it's good that the college players are getting money. I do think it's getting out of hand a little bit, but I don't think he's going to stay for 20 million deal to play in college where you got to deal with the same stuff because the bag is bigger on the other side, right? And if he can get to the league a year earlier, like I said before, last year the league is only increasing in value and money. So last year, the third round with Will Anderson, he got 32 million guaranteed. Right, I'm staying for 20 million in an NIL deal. I can get 32 million guaranteed. I can go get those same endorsements. If those same people want to holler at me, guess what? Now you can holler at me on the other side, right? And I can come back and do different things for your organization, whatever the case may be. And I can get there. And then guess what? That's 1 year less that I got to worry about on my contract. And then I can get an extension a year early while I'm still in my prime, right? Because that's where the real money is going to come from. not for that 20 million NIL deal, right? If he's what everybody's projecting him to be, he can get a $20 million deal. He can get a Tyreek Hill type of deal when he comes back around. You know what I mean? And he has the pedigree with his dad being a Hall of Famer, he having the size, the athletic attributes and things like that. So that's my take.
No, I think that there's a good chance he stays. I think he wants to win a championship.
He's not though.
What do you mean he's not, Kenny? You don't know what's going to happen next year yet. Chill out.
I don't see him realistically staying around. Like if he had like a really bad year and there were people projecting other players higher than him, this is the one chance, especially with Chicago owning that number 1 overall pick currently. Like, they might not need a quarterback. If he can go play with freaking Justin Fields again, why wouldn't you come in?
What if he doesn't want to go there?
With DJ Moore, I don't think it has anything to do with it, right? I think his dad wants him to go to the league. I think the big issue at hand is, like, why stay another year when you think about all the guys that try to stay another year, who got better? Everybody hurt their draft stock that stayed another year.
I don't think that he could hurt his draft stock unless he has a serious injury.
And that could happen, right?
The only way that happens is if he returns.
If you stay a year, right? So a serious injury there, right? You can have a situation like, what's his name? Sam Howell, right? Sam Howell, if he would have came out, he was supposed to be like, the second or third quarterback. He was like, no, stay 1 more year. You could be the number 1 overall pick. Guess what? He stays another year.
Though. Marvin Harrison, you're talking about a guy that has been touted since he was a freshman as being the guy.
And when Sam Howell was a sophomore, they were saying he's the guy, just like they're saying about Drake May being the guy. Yeah, so I'm saying when the
window, how those North Carolina quarterbacks end up. So.
I'm just saying in general about the names, right? When you same thing about DJ Ugalea, sorry, however you say his name, from that was at Clemson, right? After that game, his sophomore year when he played against Notre Dame and he came in to spell Trevor Lawrence and he wondered like, oh my God, this guy's going to be it. And guess what? His junior year came, he had a decent season. He didn't want to come out. He started to stay, and guess what happened? He flopped because he wanted to get a higher draft stock rather than where he's at. And then now when you look at him, it's not it.
You know who that reminds me of that did that exact thing and then turned around and got hurt? Marquise Lee, who played for USC back in the day. He was coming off a 1,700-yard season with 14 touchdowns. And he was like, you know what? I'll go back. He was going to be a top wide receiver pick. He went back to USC and he got injured 11 games in. He had 791 yards and 4 touchdowns. And his draft stock went down significantly, but he took like an insurance claim out and he like made like $1 million because of his draft stock dropping down.
Think about somebody like those guys. You stay for another year thinking you're gonna pan out. It doesn't happen. One thing about the NFL don't give a fuck. Like they are good about right now. Next year come, you're not there. Cool, huh? Out of sight, out of mind. We'll wait till next year comes, and then if you're not the same production, then they're like, how we can't give you that same money, right? You got somebody like Puka who is projected to be a second, early second or first or late first. He gets hurt. And he goes 4th or 5th round, and then now you see his production. But yeah, his production is good, but those different contracts is not the same. A 4th or 5th rounder and what they get at first and second is not the same guaranteed, right? Not the same money you're getting. So it's like you have to look at the opportunity cost and really how much better are you going to get being in college, in my opinion. Like I get it, it's easy, right? 20 million, cool, I get it, it's easy ball. But if you got a guaranteed 32, like what are we talking about? So
I was trying to look at Puka's contract, and then compare him with someone that's like in the second round. Like Jonathan Mingo was drafted in the second round, and Puka's contract, he got 4 years, $4 million. So he gets $1 million a year essentially. And then if he would have got drafted in the second round, it was 4 years, 8.5 mil. That's what Jonathan Mingo gets. Because he was drafted in the second round, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry. Thought that was interesting.
We good?
Yeah. Sorry. Go. Do it.
All right. MLB.
Wait. No, I'm just kidding.
What?
Nothing.
I'm waiting. No, I'm just kidding. So the big free agency, Ohtani, he signed, and it was to LA, but not the Angels. He left the Angels. He went to the Dodgers. $700 million over 10 years. I think a few months ago I thought he was going to get about 600 million, so I was off.
Yeah, we both were.
It's crazy money. It's a crazy contract. They're deferring 680 million of it.
Who won here? Who won this?
They both
And
did.
it is a huge, yeah, they both did, but it's a huge win for the Dodgers, and here's why. They're deferring all that money. They're going to be able to still stack their team with other players because it's like they're getting a superstar at a discounted cost. I did see somewhere, however, that the Dodgers do have to put aside a certain percentage of that money every year into an escrow account. So
Yeah.
it's coming out of their pocket, but I'm not sure how it relates to the competitive like luxury tax, budget.
Yeah, but that's better for them though when they put in an extra escrow account because it's accruing interest. So that's kind of like less money that they got to put in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
it's
But
more
what I'm
present
saying
value,
is,
but yeah.
where I'm going with this though, Kenny, is that it depending on how it's structured going against the tax, this might be a huge advantage, like for the Dodgers, a competitive advantage, where they already have one because they're one of the biggest markets there is in baseball, and to couple that with this, if they're getting this guy at $2 million a year, like that is just ridiculous. I mean, they'll be able to go and sign another guy like Freddie Freeman or Mookie. They'll be able to afford another superstar because this guy's like, no, just pay me later. So I'm interested to see how the contract actually pans out. Where when we're talking about the competitive like budget number, whatever it is, I can't remember the actual name for it, but whatever the luxury tax is, like how much of this money will count against the tax each year.
So so if I'm reading this right, from 2024 to 2033, he'll get $2 million annually from the Dodgers.
Yeah.
That's all he's getting.
Yes.
And then from 2034 to 2043, he'll get $68 million annually from the Dodgers.
Yes. When he's no longer playing.
So
when he's no longer playing. So he could potentially do this with another club if he wanted, like in 10 years. I don't know how old is he?
He's like 20.
I think it's 24, 25. Oh, he's 27.
I think he's in his mid to late 20s.
Okay, so like if he gets like another,
Check that.
he could essentially go to another team and keep getting paid by like.
Oh, he'll never get a number like this again.
Oh no.
This is
10
a
years
one-time
from now.
thing.
Yeah.
Oh, he's 29. I didn't know he was that fucking
Yeah,
old.
that's what I thought he was.
He's gonna be playing till he's 40.
Nah, so he'll probably get cut short, but unless he's just gonna be a
You think he'll get
glorified like
cut short?
DH. Yeah, I mean he's not gonna be pitching that
Why would he
long.
get
No way.
cut short?
The dude's already had
No,
two
I
Tommy
don't.
John
No,
surgeries.
That's true too.
Yeah,
I said that's true too. He did.
He's
have
had two
But what?
surgeries. That's insane.
in
To
like the
still get
last
that
like
kind of
5 or
money?
6 years, he's had two Tommy Johns already.
Bro,
And he still got all that money.
He can't pitch next year because he
Yeah,
just
but-
had Tommy John, so he's only going to be hitting and maybe playing the field by the end of the year.
His
But he
numbers
can't
is
throw,
ridiculous
so-
though.
I mean, no, I know
Their
I
numbers
agree.
is ridiculous though, Ryan, and that's the reason why. No, I'm not talking to you. Ryan was saying that he's
Oh,
like
yeah,
he's still getting that money, but I'm like his numbers are just ridiculous. They talked about they said that the average something AV something is 8 million per I guess like run some I forgot some shit stat like that. It's 1.0 is equals 8 million, and he was at a 10. So with that valuation, they were saying he could technically get $80 million a year per contract because his I guess wins per. Help me out, Brian. Wins per something like
I don't
what
know
he-
advanced analytics very well. I get bored by them.
It's pretty much something that says when he plays on the team, they give you this much extra wins, 10 wins, some shit like
Wins
that.
above
So
replacement.
for one,
War?
something like that. But either way,
I mean, his WAR is only going to be like maybe 2. There's no way
I
it's
forgot.
10.
I just
That's
saw
insane.
it. I saw the contract. Why they said he was.
He suggested the deferrals.
Yes, 100%.
It was
because
him.
he's going to be making a shit ton of money off endorsements this whole time. So like, it's actually smart for him as well, because it's less tax he has to pay right now, because he already knows he's getting all these endorsements. So if he's getting all this salary later, then
So he makes $50 million right now from endorsements.
yeah, like he doesn't need the money.
Kenny was right with the conversation we had early. The deferrals will also benefit Ohtani financially. The pitcher will likely no longer be living in California after finishing his contract, meaning he won't have to pay the state's income tax during that time.
See?
Yeah. So when he
which is 13.3%.
Yeah.
So like
this
think
whole
about
thing
this
is just
though.
insane.
He got this right. Like think about this. Think about what the Dodgers did, right? So people are like, "Damn, Shohei Ohtani, he did a team friendly deal," but really, the blueprint was already laid already, right? Look at Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts is 31 years old. He just signed a 12-year deal, or he signed a 12-year deal a couple years back for $365 million, but he's only getting $25 million a year. His last couple years, he's getting 30, but he deferred $120 million. So from 2033 to 2044, he gets the first 5 years $8 million a year. Then it goes 10, and then it max out at 11 for the next years after that. Until from 2038 to 2044, he gets anywhere from 10 to 11 million. Okay, who follows that up? Freddie Freeman does the same thing. Freddie Freeman says, "Oh shit, thank you, Mookie." I know that, but I'm just saying for the team, right? Because a lot of people are like because I said it too, like, "Oh man, it's a team friendly deal," but it's like people were doing it beforehand too, but you just never heard of that same amount of number, right? Being 680.
97% of your contract being deferred.
I think the Dodgers are putting themselves in a hole though, because if you owe Shohei $68 million, right? You owe Mookie 10 to 11 million a year. You owe Freddie Freeman $5 million a year. Like you're giving $100 million to guys that don't even play anymore, and you're doing that for the next 14 years.
That's why I said it's gonna that'll be determined by how the contract shakes out. How much of that deferment counts against because there's ways that you can push the money down the line, but still have some of it counted against your luxury tax up front. Like I was reading an article about this. So there's this one guy that was writing an article estimated that they would probably have about 40 million count against the tax each year instead of only 2 million. Mm-hmm. So that way in the future years when his deferred money is being paid, most of it's already been against the tax, so they aren't going to be screwed over like you were just saying.
Yeah. They'll have to pay him, but it'll...
Right, but it's been sitting in escrow because technically they paid it off their books already, but they just haven't paid him.
You know the crazy thing is, if he takes... I saw this article. I guess people love counting other people's money. I saw this article was talking about, listen, hey, bro, with your $700 million, after taxes and everything, you look like he's going to be at like 394. So like 394, something around that range. If he just takes that and put that in a high yield savings and just lives off of that, he'll get $18 million a year. That's what it was. $18 million a year.
He's never going to do a thing in his life.
I know that. I just thought that was crazy, right?
He won't. Just like his kids won't. Like,
yeah,
he has dumb options, right? Like he has dumb options where it's like
the Ohtanis is now like a legacy name.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like for the
he might open up
generations.
He might be like Benihana, right? Open up his own shit and then call it a day.
Yeah. Hey, go ahead.
You know who's the son of Benihana? Of the Benihana owner? You know who Steve Aoki is? The DJ in Vegas?
Yeah, the DJ.
Yeah, that's his son. He's
the dude that throws cake at his audience.
Exactly. His dad is Benihana, the founder of Benihana.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And you know the girl from Too Fast, Too Furious, the Asian girl, Suki?
Yeah.
That's his sister, and she's his daughter too.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Kenny. I'm versatile. You feel me? I watch movies. I
thought this was a sports podcast. Like, what's going on?
Give me a little bit of something. You want to give me Black History?
That's for the after show.
All right.
Hey, he also has a no trade clause. He gets a hotel suite for his road games, a
How you
luxury
seeing this
suite
stuff?
at the Dodger Stadium, and a full time interpreter.
Which is, you know what? It's just lame. Like it's most of these. I don't know how to say this without somebody being offended, but I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Like,
just moving on.
no. Like a lot
I
of
can
these
say it.
guys
Let
that
me
come
say it.
over
Let me
from
say
like
it.
Japan or anywhere really,
Let me say it. Let me
they
say
end
it.
up learning a little bit of English. Like I think this is kind of
It's
like
it's funny
take
because
some
that's
classes, bro, and learn the language
it's not
and speak
take
to your
classes.
fans.
They teach English in Japan.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Like
he
that's what they
knows
teach in their
English. I think he
curriculum.
just doesn't like his like, accent or whatever,
That's fine.
so he doesn't want to talk.
Well,
in English.
Messi, they pretend like Messi doesn't know English. Like,
Messi knows
Yeah.
English, dog.
Yes.
yeah, yeah, they
I'm
act
about
like
to
he
say
doesn't know.
I've heard Messi talk English, like speak English in interviews and stuff like that.
No, look it up. Never.
But like you get some of these like younger like Dominicans or whatever that come up through the ranks in MLB, and they're speaking a lot of Spanish, but they also make an effort to try to speak a little bit of English during interviews as well. And then as their career progresses, they actually get better at English.
Yeah, they sound
You
like
know?
me though when they be talking.
Well, I mean that's fine. Like, you're gonna have an accent. Like nobody's gonna hate you for that. But if you have a lot of American friends, it probably behoove you to try at least to learn the language.
When you're making 700 million, you just bringing Japan to America, bro. I don't got to change for shit. I make
Whatever.
it. I wanted to see. I want to see what Young is gonna do. The pitcher. I hope he's really like that, right? They're talking about giving him 360 million, some shit like that. I'm like, bro, he hasn't even pitched in the MLB.
Yeah, I mean, but they're just trying to dive into the Japanese market because there's a lot of good players over there that are overlooked year in year out. They usually don't come out until they're like older. Like this one outfielder that he just signed with the Giants. His last name's Lee. He got a 6-year deal, 113 million. I think he's already in his mid or late 20s. I mean, he's a good hitter, but like these guys need to be like found at a younger age.
But you know why that is, right?
Well, because
Like
Japan holds their rights and they won't
yeah, I'm about to
relinquish
say,
them.
like,
Yeah.
why would I want to mess up what I got going over here just to beef America up? Our inflation already crazy already. We won't help y'all out. But I think that's crazy though. Giving him 360 million, but Buddy hasn't even touched MLB yet. He could be a slouch.
He could be like
There wasn't somebody else came over a couple years back. Granted, let me take that back. A lot of the Asians when they come over and play ball, they're like spot on.
But
It's
the
more
thing
so
is,
like the
that's because
Dominicans
they're
and
in
shit
their
like
prime.
that.
They're like in their prime already.
Yeah,
You know, you don't have the growth pains that you usually have with the younger ball players.
yeah. It'd be the dudes from like Venezuela, Cuba, shit like that.
Yeah, like the Red Sox, they signed Rusney Castillo a few years back. He was a monster athlete, and then he came up to the MLB and he can't hit. But they signed him because he was just a freak athlete.
He was playing wiffle balls down there.
And he was dominating down there as like a young kid, and then he just never panned out.
Yeah.
So
It's a good segment, guys. We're crushing it. What else we got?
Lee is 25 years old, by the way. That outfielder. I was just
Bruce?
talking about. No. And then one other thing we briefly talked about last week was Juan Soto. I told you all that he was linked to the Yankees. And that deal actually got done later that night after our podcast. So he got traded to the Yankees. The Yankees also got Grisham from the Padres, so he's a good defensive replacement because a lot of their outfielders are not the best defenders. So he'll be a late innings guy and a speed guy. And they ended up having to trade away a couple prospects to open up spots on their 40-man roster. Blah blah blah. Most of you don't care about that, but yeah, Juan Soto now a Yankee. They're loading up.
It's sad though because we load up and
Every
we
year,
still not
every
win.
year,
Every
I
year.
every year,
I know.
every year.
You know what's
say,
crazy?
"Oh, no."
I just like. I wonder if New York's still going to have the same type of money, right? So right now, a lot of the billionaires and millionaires are moving out of New York and going to other places. So I'm like,
Well, that's why you're starting to see teams like Texas start
That's
to
what-
come out.
that's what I'm
of the
saying.
Woodwork. Even look at the Orioles; they might start being a big market team eventually.
So we should get season tickets. I'm about to get season tickets next year.
You know, because think about all the money that's in the area. You know, between Baltimore, D.C., Northern Virginia. I mean, you got a lot of money in this area. So.
People from Northern Virginia ain't trying to come to Baltimore, bro.
Have you guys covered this? That the Wizards and the Capitals are moving?
No.
They're moving to Northern Virginia, right?
By 2028, they're both moving. They're moving out of downtown DC. I mean,
why would you?
I get it too. I would.
That's smart.
Need more room.
Try going and parking for a game down there.
You can't. You got to take a taxi. And most people don't want to go then because they don't want to ride on public transportation.
Yep.
I get it. But I'm just saying, from a guy that is a Giants fan and has to hear everyone bitch and moan that they play in New Jersey. They play in New Jersey.
Yeah, I'll say the same thing about them then once they move.
Yeah, they play the Virginia Capitals.
Yeah, I'll call them that.
I wonder where in Virginia. Somebody said Arlington, but Arlington ain't got no space either.
Maybe Alexandria.
Alexandria the same way. Sorry, Alexandria ain't got no space, bro.
I don't know. They'll make room.
They're gonna build it in Dumfries. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Hockey.
Nah, ain't nothing.
All right, cool. Football. Let's talk it.
Yeah.
Chargers suck. Patriots suck. Giants is good.
No, they all suck.
They all suck.
The Patriots stunned the world, and they beat the Steelers 21-18.
Stunned the world.
I know. I just did not expect them to be able to win. Zappy actually played pretty well. He threw 3 touchdowns in the first half.
Let's talk about
it. And then he was done.
The defense first. Okay.
No.
They gave him 2 short fields. Like, relax,
bro. Why do you do that?
I've
been saying Zappy since 2022.
I'm just giving you the facts, Kenny. When you give your offense a short field, yeah, anybody's gonna make it look good.
That's not true. It's a lot. Look, the Chargers get a short field, and we don't score shit.
Well, that's because you got some coaching problems.
The coach can't throw the ball.
It don't matter. Well, neither can your quarterback. That's why he's hurt for the year. He's done. So
yeah. That sucks. He can't do anything.
Yeah,
he got the broken fingers, dog.
And what was the Chargers score? Out there. That game was 24-7. He didn't get hurt till late, right?
No, he got hurt first half. No, he got hurt like early second quarter.
I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of those guys have kind of quit on them because they're just sick of the coach. Like, it's at that point of the season where you're gonna have teams kind of just be like, "Nah, fuck it."
I wouldn't be surprised if Keenan Allen just coasted.
I mean, he's out for Thursday already. So.
Already.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
What are you out
That's
with?
what I'm saying. Like, I'm just.
Well, where's he out with?
He's like,
he's done. He's not playing.
Where's he out with, though? A hamstring? What?
He's hurt.
But he finished the game, bro. What is he out
with?
with?
Telling you, Kenny, he's out. I don't know.
He said, "Yeah, bro, my back messed up. I'm done for the year."
Yeah, why?
Put me on IR.
I'm gonna be honest. I've never seen a player get ruled out on a Wednesday for a game this weekend. Like, he don't play tomorrow, does he? Or
he
does
plays
he?
Thursday. No, he plays Thursday.
Okay,
we play Thursday this week.
At least he made it till Wednesday to be like, all right, I'm not playing tomorrow,
bro. Come on, bro. Y'all know, bro. He finished the game, bro.
The Chargers are gonna lose. Okay, I'm just putting it out there for y'all.
The Chargers are gonna lose against who?
I don't even care who they're playing.
That's what you said about the Patriots. And one thing we know,
the Raiders. They're playing the Raiders.
They're
both 5-8. It's 2 bad teams.
We got a chance.
The Raiders have not even announced who their starting quarterback is for this game.
Because it don't matter.
Why? Are they going back to Jimmy Garoppolo?
Who?
I'm just saying he is.
I think Aiden Connell's better than Jimmy, dog.
I mean,
they looked bad.
They look bad because they don't got a fucking O-line, bro. I can't block for myself.
Their whole team is kind of bad.
Yeah, bro. Who did they have? Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, and nobody else.
I mean, Myers, if you know how to give him the ball.
Okay, Myers.
He'll move the chains for you.
And then on defense, you got
you got good front with Crosby. Yeah. The guy you drafted that Ryan was all over.
No.
What's his name? Tyus.
No.
The guy out of Texas Tech, right?
Stop.
Is that who he played, or was it A&M? Yeah.
No, it was Texas Tech.
Okay.
Bro, don't talk about him, bro. Stop it. That was the Brian was so. Oh my God, he's going to be that. He ain't did a damn thing.
Ryan was
What has
all
he
over
done?
that guy.
Nothing.
Yeah,
Nathaniel. He ain't did shit.
And he
He
was
did
gifted.
shit.
He was gifted with the opportunity of Chandler Jones going crazy
Crazy going
off the
local.
reservation, so he was out of the way, and this dude still can't even do anything.
Hey, Brian. Fucking shit.
I haven't seen much from him lately.
I don't even
Is he
think he's
okay?
starting.
Is Chandler all right? We should probably look him up.
I don't even know. I haven't heard shit about him.
Bro, somebody probably locked down his socials or something.
Is he in jail or what?
No, he was no. Well, maybe he was like going
Let's
after
go loco.
Davis's everybody. Hey, the Bucks 29-25 against the Falcons. So 6-7 teams now.
The
I don't
Bucks?
know what. Yeah, the Bucks won.
Oh man, I'm thinking basketball when you say the Bucks.
The Buccaneers.
That's all right.
I mean, you know, Ryan's talking about football. When something comes out of his mouth, like we were talking about baseball, he started making it about football.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Well,
That's how I make sense of it,
right.
bitch. Hey,
motherfucker.
Yeah, you have to hit the mute button.
My bad. Hey, the Ravens had a surprising shootout with the Rams. The Ravens have been like pretty good on defense lately, but for some reason this game they allowed Stafford to throw through 3 touchdown passes,
And it was raining.
and it was a rainy game, so I was really shocked by that. But they ended up pulling a victory out 37-31. They're number 1 team in the AFC right now with 10 wins, 10-3. The
Best team in
Lions
the NFL.
suck.
Yeah. Who had the Super Bowl matchup of the Ravens and the 49ers?
Not you.
Oh, that's right. It was me.
You didn't say the Raiders and 49ers. I mean, you said the Ravens and the 49ers. Stop it, bro.
You go
I
back.
thought
and
we had
watch.
Giants Patriots.
That was the toilet bowl.
No,
Yeah.
that's not the Patriots won't be in there. It'd be, I mean, the Giants won't be there. It'd be the Patriots and the Chargers.
I mean,
The
we
Lions
might, we might get the number 1 pick.
who?
The Chargers.
No, the Bears
Pace-
will because the Panthers can't win.
At the pace that we're going,
No,
the Bears
Bryce
is no way.
Young, it's over this year. Bryce Young is not going to figure out football this year. Maybe next year. He's not going to figure out this year.
It's not Bryce Young's fault, bro. Stop
I'm
it.
just
Nobody-
saying,
he
it
doesn't
doesn't
look
matter.
good though.
Ryan. They have nobody on their team. Name somebody.
Adam Thielen.
Mingo, Adam Thielen.
They did draft Mingo in the
Who-
second,
who-
and what has he done?
Who
Nothing.
the fuck is Mingo?
He
was
why
their
did they take
second
him in the
round
second
pick.
round?
Yeah, I'm
pick?
saying, what school did he come from?
Don't care that you drafted him high. He was the first wide receiver taken in the second round.
Exactly. He's from LSU, bro. He got caught with the stripper shit, and y'all took him. Came out. No, that was not him. That was Booty. That's for the Patriots.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
that's
Mingo.
Sean Booty.
That's Booty.
Don't be coming after our Patriot players, all right? Who
Yeah,
can't
but,
even
like,
do a
Mingo
toe tap
really
on
is-
the sideline.
Come on, stop it. Like you can't give motherfucking a rookie quarterback nothing, and then say, hey, guess what? We're gonna give you bad coaching and nobody to play with.
I mean, it's not like they haven't been trying. They got 2 pretty good tackles, or at least they drafted high, like Morton and the Ekwemi or whatever his name is from last year. So they've been trying to invest in an offensive line. They spent money on Miles Sanders.
He was
brought
stealing.
him in. I mean, but they tried. You know,
He's
it didn't work
stealing.
out. It didn't work out. But hey, Chuba's still a pretty solid solid running back. They're not getting enough out of their receiver.
Chuba wouldn't start on no other team, bro.
Huh?
Chuba wouldn't start on no other team.
I don't know about that.
Who else? Who's he starting over?
He could start in New England because they'll play anybody.
He won't start over fucking Zeke, bro. Stop it.
I just want you to know that Tommy DeVito has the same amount of touchdown passes as Bryce Young.
That's fine.
And what do the Giants have?
They have more than the fucking Patriots. I mean, than the Panthers.
Who?
What are you talking about? Who?
Darren Waller's been on the IR.
Who
for like
plays
the
on
last
the
6
right
weeks.
side of our offensive line?
You're talking about offensive line, bro.
Turnstile.
I'm talking
Okay.
about Saquon Barkley is way better than anybody on He's better than two people put together on the Panthers offense.
How many touchdown passes has he thrown to Saquon?
I don't know how much touchdown pass he throw to him.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter.
But that makes
You're out here
the
talking
run
Isaiah
game
Hodgins.
makes a difference. Stop it. Stop.
You're acting like Chuba and Miles haven't been getting like rushing yards. Like
What have they been getting?
I mean,
Do they have over 1,000 rushing yards as a team?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, 100%.
yeah. That's like, come on.
You know, when you guys say that, that's not a confidence. Like
You got like D3 schools that have 1,000 yards over as a team. Come on.
You know, yeah, for sure. Yeah, you don't know.
Let's see.
I bet you it's barely over 1,000.
Nah.
I'm looking at it right now. Continue on, Ryan. Don't worry about me.
1356.
Yeah,
1356. Woof. Woof. Golly, boy. They running that bitch for sure.
I mean, the Giants are at 1494, so like they're only like 200 yards more.
200 yards more. That's 2 touchdowns.
They're 4 yards a carry. Still, they're running 4 yards a carry.
Yeah,
that's better than a lot of teams. Better than the Giants. Giants are 4.1. Sorry, 4.1 yards per carry. But they don't have any rushing touchdowns. They got 5 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, but the argument was about
if you click on the Panthers thing on ESPN, they got a picture of Bryce Young laying on his fucking head. He's upside down on his head, on his neck, and says, "Is this the rock bottom for Bryce Young?" Because they know he's in a shit whole situation right now.
Yeah, the Giants have been sacked 69 times. Good number. Panthers have been sacked. They're 51 times. So he does get sacked a lot. But you know who else gets sacked a lot? Sam Howell, 58 times. Zach Wilson, 55 times, or whatever Jets quarterback.
All those dudes got better players, bro.
Except for the Giants. They got trash.
So you think the Giants have a worse schedule? I mean, worse roster than the Panthers.
Offensively, as a whole,
I'm talking about stats. I'm not talking about the names. We're not talking about names.
Yes. Oh yeah. Statistically, I bet you that any one receiver is worse than Adam Thielen.
I think the bottom 3 offenses are like New England and the Giants and the Steelers. I think those are like the bottom 3 offenses.
The Giants don't throw to one guy enough to have good stats. Like Darius Slayton is our number 1 receiver potentially, but like we've been getting away from it.
So is Bryce Young? Okay, I don't know what
Mingo is out on this. All I was saying earlier was that
you said he wasn't good though, right? But then you said DeVito had better numbers than him.
This year, no, that was when I'm increasing on stuff. All I'm saying is this year is not it for he is done. He is spent. He's going to finish the year out. You know who had a bad first year? Trevor Lawrence. He had a really bad first year. That's what this looks like to me. They're going to get a new coach. They're going to put people, but hopefully they can figure it out. Hopefully they're not in a situation like the Giants and they get a new coach that can't figure out how to make Daniel Jones work because he sucks. That's why. And hopefully Bryce Young's not that same terrible quarterback. Maybe next year he'll figure it out. But this year he's won 1 game. He's 1-12. That's sad. Joe Flacco is it. He looks like he's the Ravens old, the Joe Flacco of old.
No pressure.
But yeah, they beat the Jags 31-27. He loves his tight end. David Njoku looks great out there. Hopefully he can keep it up. I know Kenny wants to talk about Browning, the Bengals quarterback. He looks like they cloned Burrow and just put the Browning uniform on, and he's out there doing business. So everyone that's a Jamar Chase owner is happy that he can at least support Chase. Chase didn't have a great game last game, but he was also semi-injured. He should be out there playing again. Minshew finally got brought back down. When Njoku isn't passing. You're right. He used to drop a lot of passes. Ever since he burned his face, he's been like gold.
Come on.
He could see. He saw the light.
He had a meeting. God said, "Hey, listen, I'm gonna give you one more chance. You better start catching them passes."
he was hanging out with JPP for 4th of July. Just things got out of hand.
yo, out of jail.
Hey, have you guys seen any injury updates on CJ Stroud? Stroud got injured. The Jets kind of mollywopped the Texans, and they beat them 30-6. Texans just didn't look great. They lost Nico Collins right away in the beginning of the game with a calf injury, and then the Texans just didn't look the same after that.
Mingo is out of Ole Miss. I'm tripping.
Yeah, but that doesn't instill confidence in me because anytime I think of Ole Miss, I think of that dude that the Vikings drafted a couple of years ago and like didn't Laquan Treadwell. That's
Treadwell. Yeah. The freak.
But AJ Brown was Ole Miss, right?
Yeah, but AJ Brown, people thought DK was better than him, even though AJ Brown's numbers was better than DK.
DK was at Ole Miss too.
Yeah, they're same. Him and AJ Brown on the same team.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, DK was.
They look the same. They look like a clone. DK's pretty good though. He doesn't, but he's got good hands and he
dropped the ball at Ole Miss though.
Yeah. Did you see that like catch he made this last weekend? He made like some touchdown catch where the defensive back did not see the ball coming at all, but like DK saw it and like the way he like twisted around and just like caught it at the side of the end zone. It was a really, really, really nice play on the ball. So if you get a chance, go back and look at it.
He has a Draymond Green about him. Y'all see him? You what?
I love that he learned sign language so he could stop getting fined.
That's different.
Bro, you're tripping. When they show his film, he is running through the defensive player's shit. So he's always fighting. He's always
a physical game.
Bro.
The NBA is not supposed to be a physical game.
That's true. Zach, you don't go him out of the draft because he is not better than AJ Brown.
No, he wasn't.
Dude, how
still really isn't.
It's just because he had 2% body fat. He was 6'4", 230, and he ran 4.3. And it's like, oh my God, 40-inch vertical. How do you not take him?
Yeah. I mean, if you could ever teach him how to run routes, then yeah, he could be.
He's the only person that I have seen that has that less of body fat that doesn't cramp.
Mm-hmm. You know who I love? I love AJ Brown's new look. Ever since he got traded to the Eagles, like that whole like dark visor, he looks like a murderer out there. Like I'm scared. I would not want to line up against him. Imagine standing on the other side of him. Like I'm not playing defensive back against AJ Brown.
Yeah, but DK worse.
I know. Yeah.
No, that's literally it was on a YouTube short, and it was like DK Metcalf is a monster against the defensive back, and he can't run into somebody's shit. And they were like, "I'm here." He said, "What I mean?" He said, "Don't fucking talk to me." And then the next play, he came in and he ran through the dude shit, and the dude fell on the ground. He said, "I told you a little soft ass, you gonna have to hit harder if you try to come with me." I'm like, bro, he's running a slant. The defender is trying to tackle him, and the defender is crumbled on the ground. I'm like, he's like a tank, bro. I want to be like DK Metcalf when I grow up.
Beast. Hey, okay, let's just get this out of the way. The Bills game against the Chiefs came down to the wire. So the Chiefs have the ball. They're losing 20-17. They're driving down the field. They throw a pass over the middle of the field to Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce does this whole, hey, 3 guys are going to tackle me. Let me lateral this back. He throws a pass back to Kadarius Toney. Kadarius Toney runs into the end zone, celebrates, touchdown. Chiefs go up with a touchdown, and there's only like a minute left. However, there's a late flag, and it wasn't a late flag. It was an early flag. Kadarius Toney had his foot over the line of scrimmage, or on the line of scrimmage.
And his knee.
He was
And his
offside.
chest.
He was offsides. He was very clearly offsides. They get another chance at it, and they don't get it. So Chiefs turn the ball over, and the Bills win the game. But the interesting part is that I have never seen Patrick Mahomes more animated on the sideline. He was like damn near like you could see the tears coming out of his eyes. Like he was like crying. Like he was so mad. He was yelling at the refs about like that's a BS call. There's some speculation that he was complaining about a Von Miller offsides that wasn't called, but no, he was complaining about the Kadarius Toney thing, which if you go look at the film, it is very clearly offsides.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and this, you know what? As a former Giants, as a former Giant player, Kadarius Toney, that's his MO. He's an idiot. Like he has no awareness when it comes to that kind of stuff.
I don't think it's an idiot. I think
he's a moron.
When you come out of Pee Wee, you get taught the same thing at receiver. Every time you get on the line, you look over to the sideline, you point, you talk to the ref. I'm good. He gives you the nod. Yes, you're good. Or he tells you to back up a little bit. No more routine. You do it every single time. So I don't think it was a moron. I think he just let the moment get to him, and he was just so focused on it that he just had a mental lapse and didn't look over.
So he wasn't all the way on the end. He wasn't all the way on the sideline. He was like playing inside, like
it doesn't matter.
near the slot. No. I'm saying because there are arguments that he did look to the ref. He looked to the side, but he did. He looked and then face forward. Like
did he look?
Like
when I saw the replay, he didn't look to the sideline after he got on the line. He looked at when he was coming up. Like where is the line of scrimmage at? I'm running up
exactly.
There. He didn't check the ref.
That's exactly what he did. Yeah. So it's like muscle memory. He just looked to be like, all right, am I outside? But like people are saying, oh no, see, he did look at the ref.
But that's what I'm saying.
Eye contact.
That's what I'm saying. He's in the moment. He's not thinking. So he just runs up to the line thinking like, okay, cool, I'm good. I put my foot on the line, right? But still, when you get on the line, it's an easier thing when you're outside wide because like the ref is right next to you. So the ref might say, hey, yo, back up a little bit. But if you're inside right there, right, inverted, then you're not going to look at the ref, or the ref's not going to yell, hey, back up. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like,
it's so loud.
And especially because it's in Arrowhead, they're yelling like that. So it's on you to look, right? So I just think he just had a mental error, and it's part of the game. And I think Patrick Mahomes is mad because first time in his life, they needed to win the game because they might be playing on the road, and that's not something that he's used to, right? And it's a sense of urgency that they're trying to instill because right now the Denver Broncos is right on their ass, right? So it's like we need to play up or we can be in a wild card spot, and that's not a good thing at all. So, I think it's how it goes, but
I agree. And you know what? The Broncos took care of business, and they're one game back from the Chiefs right now.
And at the end of the day, you got to think about it's a lot of other things that you guys could have done better in that game to win it. It's not that one play that caused it. Like, so let's be better at that.
No, I think they got outplayed for the most part. I thought the Bills played a good game. Like they only had 20 points, but I thought the Bills were playing better offensively.
Yeah.
James Cook actually looks like he's actually getting the ball. Latavius Murray only had 3 carries, which I'm tired of him getting the freaking ball, but they went with James Cook heavy and often. He had 5 catches for 83 yards and a touchdown. That's what you want to see.
Yeah.
All right, and then we have 2 more games that I want to cover. One being the Cowboys stomping the Eagles.
What you want to cover about it?
Every time I've talked to any Eagles fan, they all complain about the coordinators. It's our play calling, the offensive play calling, the defensive play calling. It's all trash, or are these just excuses?
Yeah, I think coordinators, their play calling is bad, but I think the whole Eagles coaching staff is terrible. I think Sirianni is too emotional. He doesn't know how to keep his emotions in check. So guess what? He's all over the place. I think the D coordinators are not good. And I don't think the D coordinator or offensive coordinator is good. But I think at the end of the day, that's a team that ran into the buzzsaw with the Cowboys having, some confidence, and they had a hell of a stretch, bro. They played a lot of good teams these last few weeks. So, eventually you're going to get tired and things didn't go away. They were early, and then it's like snowball effect. So
All right. Yeah, I mean, even offensively, like as a passer, Hurts has had a pretty rough year. His stats always get inflated because he gets those tush push touchdowns. So like I think he's already in double digit touchdowns. But we won't talk about that more. The other one we're going to talk about, we're not going to talk about the Giants because they're idiots and they keep winning games and they beat the Packers. Whoop-de-doo. The other one is with 4 minutes left in the game, the Dolphins were up 27-13. They lose this game 28-27.
Mm-hmm.
What are they doing? What are they doing?
They got passive on offense. They just ran the ball. Thought they could run the clock out.
Young team shit.
Yeah. It was just,
young coaching, young team shit. Like they don't know how to play with the lead. Don't know how to play being the favorite. That type. They're not there yet.
They underestimated their opponent. But you got to remember when you're facing a team that's coached by a guy like Mike Vrabel, he's going to make sure his guys are ready to go and that they're going to be in the moment.
They never quit. That's the thing. Right. Like if it was another team, if it was the Colts or somebody, like, I don't know, the Colts been playing back. If it's another team though, right? They're not coming back because game's over. Right. With the Titans, it doesn't matter. Like if it's time on the clock, they fight like a dog, right? Yeah. So
that's because that's the type of player that Vrabel was, and that's how he coaches his team is to always fight. You're never out of it until the clock hits 0.
I agree to that point. Hill was hurt in that game, but I still don't think you lose with 4 minutes left. You shouldn't lose being up 2 TDs, right? So
they literally turned around and handed the ball off instead of trying to move the ball like they always do.
I think they fumbled once, and then the other one was a 3-and-out. They went right away.
And I mean that's after Tennessee, the punt returner, gifted them the ball at the 5-yard line because he muffed the punt, and then he almost muffed the next punt.
So here's my bold prediction. The Dolphins play the Jets, the Cowboys, the Ravens, and the Bills to end the season.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they lose 2 of these 4 games at least. I think they lose 2 of them. I think they could lose all of them. I think they lose at least 2 of the 4 games, and they go week 18 playing the Bills for the division or for their division. And the Bills will have the tiebreaker if they win that game because they've already beat them once this year.
The Bills are not winning out.
The Bills only have to play Dallas.
Yeah. The Bills' schedule
that's
is
it.
Finally easy.
Dallas is that's it. Once they play Dallas this week, if they win against Dallas, which it's home by the way, Dak Prescott not inside the dome, it's a different Dak Prescott.
I understand
they got to go up to Buffalo. Then they play the Chargers. That's a joke. And then they play New England. Another joke.
Yeah.
And then they get to play Week 18 for the division against Miami.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that they have shown that when it's an easy game, they're supposed to win it. They figure out a way to fumble it and not win, right? Just like they lost to New England earlier, the same way. So it's like, they're going to give one up.
No, I do agree with that in the playoffs when it comes to like have to win games, but like regular season, they're like good teams, like things auto-correct. I think that, like I said this about the Bills previously, like I think they're going to get into the playoffs. Yeah, I know they're like the 11th team on the wild card spot right now, but like they're winning. They're going to beat Dallas. They're going to beat the Rams or the Chargers. They're going to beat New England, and then they're going to win out.
Okay,
that's my prediction. Bold prediction right there. Not that it's that bold. And then they'll lose in the first round of the playoffs.
In overtime.
In overtime. All right, that's all I got.
All right. You got anything for Ryan Fantasies, or you good?
No, it's fantasy playoffs right now. So
good luck.
Good luck. Congratulations if you made it. It's a long season. You're gonna be one and done like me and Kenny.
No, I ain't one and done. What the fuck you talking about?
We're both gonna be one and done, dude.
No, that's dead.
Well, first off, anyone that was on this podcast, I don't know if Kenny did it for Two Joes and a Pro after dark or before dark or during the podcast, but Kenny was guaranteeing a bye week, a fantasy football championship.
I didn't say I guaranteed
like 3
a bye
weeks
week.
ago.
I said I
3 weeks
guaranteed a
ago.
championship, not a bye week. I said a championship.
Well,
And
his
you said
team's
anything
falling
can
apart.
happen.
And
All
while
right.
his team's falling apart, Kenny's going to try and find a way to lose this week.
Stay tuned next week.
Yeah, well, I already lost because I'm playing Jess, and I don't think I've ever beat her in the playoffs
You'll win this week.
in TNT. I beat her in other leagues.
So
All right, well, that's all I got there. And whenever you guys do the betting podcast, I have stuff.
yeah, I don't really have anything for BK bets. I told you already we have the bowl games coming up. So if you're not tracking already, you can go ahead and to DraftKings and do that. Actually, I'll give you one. I'll give you one. Brian, you got something for college
Yeah,
or?
I'm just saying, start following us on DraftKings, especially college basketball. I've been pretty good so far.
Yeah, I've been knocking their ass too. So pause.
I will say, sprinkle a little bit of money on that Giants team. They seem to be wanting to win. They got the Saints this week. You know, you might get it. It's plus 200 right now, or you could take the spread at plus 5.5. I like both of those.
Yeah, I like
There's something about DeVito, man. He's a gamer. He's there to win.
Shut up.
I got a 16 parlay for college, man. I like for the bowl games. I really like a lot of overs. I think teams go out there, they really give a damn about defense. They just play their ass off on offense. So the only team I do have is Jacksonville State, but the rest of the games, the Ohio, Georgia Southern, I have that over 49. I have the Miami, Ohio, Appalachian State over 47. The New Mexico State, Fresno State over 51. The Boise game over 50 versus UCLA. And then over 58, the California Texas Tech game. So I put $20 on there to win $850. So you can go from there. What you got, Ryan?
Oh, so I've been doing this pretty frequently. Brian knows, Kenny knows, but I like to bet first touchdown scores. So I want to give first touchdown scores for the Thursday night game, one for each side. I think you bet both. And then that way you have something to root for on the first possession, essentially, if someone scores a touchdown. The only way you're going to lose is if it's a defensive score, because I'm not going to choose a defensive score. And if not the right person scores a touchdown. So on the Raiders side, actually timeout. On the Chargers side, do Quentin Johnson. He's plus 1,700. Keenan Allen's out. They need someone to score the touchdown.
Joshua Palmer's back.
I like that. You know why? Because Quentin Johnson, I've been saying it all year, is Keenan Allen. He should be playing Keenan Allen's spot. So with Keenan Allen out, you should be seeing him get fed the ball a lot.
Wow. I dropped Quentin Johnson.
Well, he's
going to drop passes too. So
he's plus 1,700 right now. Depending, I don't know if he's going to slide right into the Keenan Allen role. The only reason I say that is because earlier in the season, Quentin Johnson, he was in the lineup, but like during training camp and all that, they usually put the rookies on like the second team. So he got to build a little bit of camaraderie with a stick. So I think he might be a sneaky play this week. But he's only going to be a real dart throw, and I would potentially not throw him. I'd do him in a DFS lineup, but I wouldn't go near him if I'm in the first round of the playoffs unless I'm absolutely desperate.
Well, you might need to do that against your wife.
So touchdown scores.
Yeah, touchdown. I would do first touchdown scorer, Quentin Johnson. It's plus 1,700. And then on the Raiders side, the only the person that's like really sticking out to me,
Mayers.
Mayer.
Is Meyer. Mayer.
That's how I feel too.
Mayer, for some reason. My only hope is that Garoppolo plays. If Garoppolo gets named the starter, I feel like the tight end becomes more of an option. I think Jimmy G will go to him a little bit more. Mayer would be my number one touchdown scorer for that one. It gives you something to root for, and then they'll just run down the field, and then Eckler will score the touchdown or someone else, and then it's nothing. But that's why you just do low money, and you essentially you win.
It's a scratch ticket, guys. Yeah, you might win one. Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what?
$10, you might win
I've been pretty good. I did it with the Giants this weekend. I've done it previous weeks. I had
You got Jaden Reed.
Jaden Reed, even though we talked all that shit about Jaden Reed
did.
last week. But you know what? He ran the ball in because he's not a very good wide receiver. Anyways, that's all I got.
But that's too easy, man. Like always, we appreciate you guys tapping in. Zach, thank you for tapping in as always. But yeah, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Good luck this week if you're in the playoffs. Go get a dub, and then like I said before, track us on DraftKings for sure because it's about to start getting hot with this college basketball and in the bowl season. So we'll see you guys next week. Be safe. Peace.
Later.
Peace.